What's up? How's everybody doing out there? Welcome to another vlog. Sorry that I didn't do any of this vlogging while I was out on the road. The last few events were very stressful, very strenuous on my mental game. So I decided just to come back home a little early. More on that in a little bit as the vlog goes on. I'm just back here at Pin Chasers Veterans, putting in some work in and practicing up for the last few events of the PBA 50 Tour. I will be going to Junior Gold here in a few weeks with the kids that I coach. And then I'm heading out to Hammond, Indiana, then bowling the PBA 50 Regional in North Carolina. And then I'll be bowling the last two stops of the PBA 50 Tour. So before we get into all this vlog, here's some highlights of me bowling the USBC Senior Masters. So to catch you guys up, I bowled Sterling, Virginia, which was the 5th stop on the PBA 50 Tour. I was on 46-foot Johnny Petraglia pattern. The same things kind of happened to me as the first few tournaments. I bowled really well one day, didn't bowl very good the next day, so it was very frustrating. Then after that, I came back home. I drilled some bowling balls up. I drilled up the Zen Soul, I drilled up an Axiom, and then I think that's it. And then I fixed some bowling balls as well. Then I headed back out there to bowl the Senior Masters. I ended up driving all the way out to Vegas because I needed to take 20 bowling balls. That was not a fun drive. I don't recommend it to anybody. Find a way to logistically get your bowling balls out there and bowl. So I bowled the Senior Masters and pretty much the same thing. Early in the year, the balls were getting down the lane. Unfortunately, now that it's getting warmer outside, the temperatures were in the hundreds out in Vegas. The balls just took so early. I just couldn't figure out what balls to use. Because of the Senior Masters, there's some balls that were, for us, not allowed to use. Phase 4 or Trend 2, the Wolverine. Those are three pieces that I probably could have used. I do have a high road and IQ and stuff like that, but I really probably could have used those bowling balls. I'm not saying that's the reason why I bowl bad, but those were some good options that I really liked in the bag that I didn't have. Then after that, on the way back towards Florida, I stopped in Albuquerque and bowled a regional. We bowled on Billy Hardwick pattern, and it's the same thing. The balls were hooking early, couldn't figure out which balls to use when, and I didn't bowl. I averaged right around 200. All right, then after that, it was time to travel farther east to Lubbock, Texas, where I bowled the Senior U.S. Open. We bowled on the Carmen Salvino 44-foot pattern. Before I get into that, though, here's some highlights of day 2 of the USBC Senior Masters. And I want a little shout out to my wife for taking time to video me for the 3 days that we were out there. All right, here it is, day 2. right, so basically what's happening out there? Well, the first 5 events, like I said earlier, the balls were going a lot longer, so I felt like I needed bowling balls that were going to hook a little bit earlier. But as I'm learning from my first year out there, that as it gets warmer outside, the balls tend to hook a lot earlier. As you guys can see from some of the shots that I'm throwing from the first day, where I went -11 for the 5 games, and the second day I went plus 40, 41. Yeah, because I was plus 30 after the second day. The first day was on the fresh, the second day was on the double burn. You can see that the balls, even though we're using 40-foot pattern, 31 mils, the balls were starting to hook early. That surface was really bad. And it was the first time I bowled out there, so I wasn't used to it. It's just frustrating because my spare game is really good. My strike percentage, I need to get that strike percentage up, and it's just not happening. But a lot of it is figuring out what balls to use when, what to change to, maybe some different layouts. So now that I'm back home and I got a few weeks here before I'm heading out for Junior Gold, I drilled some bowling balls up. We drilled the Infinite Physics, which is brand new, Idol Cosmos, and then we have like 6 more bowling balls coming out, which I'm going to get all 6 of them. And the whole plan is, I have a lot of bowling balls for the fresh, but the transitions are what's beating me up. I don't know what ball to go to next. I have an idea of where to play the patterns. Like the US Open was on 44 feet. We bowled on 2 other long patterns, Billy Hardwick and Carmen Salvino. Those are long patterns, but those played a little where I got to play to the right. The Carmen Salvino pattern of 44s, it must be thinner, even though it's the same length. And you just got to get in and play on it. You got to move left, throw it right. And it's got to figure out my ball speed and what balls match up where I can just kind of slow loop it a little bit. That was really Senior US Open was the worst tournament I've had all year, scoring wise. I just had really bad ball reaction because couldn't figure it out. So like I said, back home practicing, gonna bowl a local tournament here, gonna bowl the PBA regional at Spring Hill, and then we're gonna head out to Junior Gold. All right, here's some clips from my day 3 of the USBC Senior Masters. This was my worst day of all. This was on the regular burn, and the lanes just played a lot earlier than the other 2 days, so I wasn't really sure what balls to use. Just trying to grind through it, do the best I can. I was close to the number, but eventually, after you've seen the scores later on the day, I was starting the day at 30 over. I had to get to about 80 over. So that's what I've been up to. Hope you guys stay tuned for all the ball releases that are coming up, for all my posting that I'm going to be doing, all the new releases. Next thing, I just really appreciate everybody for hanging in there and watching my vlogs, watching my ball reviews, and following my journey on my first, my rookie season here on the PBA 50 Tour. Without you guys' support, I would go do this, but it really helps to have people, rooting for me and pushing on. When I was out in Vegas for the senior Masters, I did actually meet some of my subscribers, which was pretty cool. Felt like a superstar, even though I have my channel is a smaller channel right now. It's still growing. But again, thanks guys for everything you guys do. I really appreciate it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, turn on that bell for future notifications, and there'll be some more vlogging and ball reviews coming your way. All right, thank you guys, man. Peace out.